Hey guys, so I am excited to show you what I do to fix this hair. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for the setup. I know it's like not the cutest. We've got like a door back here and we've got a shower curtain and a wall, and it's not like aesthetically pleasing or whatever, but that's okay because I'm just trying to wash my hair today. So if you haven't noticed, my hair is a bit of a mess, and that's okay because it has been at least 5 or 6 days since I washed it, and some of you guys are probably like, oh, okay, well that's gross. And yeah, I totally get that, but my hair and a lot of curly hair does not need to be washed every day because it's super dry, and if you wash it every day, most of the time with curly hair, like mine at least, it'll actually dry your hair out more and damage it more. And so like I'll wash my body off and things like that. I don't go 5 or 6 days without showering. I'm not disgusting. But I only wash my hair every 5 or 6 days. Only time I wash it more is if, you know, like I get like sweaty or I go swimming or something like that. But you can tell it's kind of crazy. It's still got some curl left. And if I was wanting to actually go another day and style it, what I would do is refresh it, which I'll do a whole nother video about what that is. But what I'm gonna do right now is actually finger comb through my hair. Because when you don't wash your hair but every 5 or 6 days and you have curly hair, you don't brush your hair every day. You might comb through it or something like that, but you don't brush it every day. And so if you get in the shower and you start like combing through your hair, something like that, you're gonna be losing a lot of hair. And one, it's gonna freak you out. And two, you can actually help prevent some like excess shedding by dry combing it outside of the shower. So that's what we're gonna do real quick. And so to do this, I actually don't get any extra supplies or anything like that. All I'm going to do is, I'm looking at the mirror behind the camera here, is use my fingers to comb through. I'm literally finger combing my hair. I'm not going to use a brush. I'm not going to use an actual comb right now because those are easier to damage your hair more with, and it's easier to cause extra hair shedding. And so what I do is I finger comb through my hair, and I'll show you, whenever I get to a knot like this, I don't just yank it out. I grab it from both sides and I gently pull, because I am trying to prevent my hair from losing hairs that don't need to be lost, you know? Trying to hold on to as many as I can. And your hair is actually stronger when it's dry. Whenever it's wet, it's easier for it to stretch and easier for it to, for you to, you know, yank more and pull more. But I have like a nice little knot here. So I'm just looking at it and just pulling it apart as best I can. And there are some times that you may need to yank through it a bit more, but what we're trying to do is be as gentle as possible to preserve as much of our hair as possible. And so for me, my undercoat of hair, underlayer is better. I'm not a dog. I don't have a top coat and an undercoat. The undercoat of my hair always has more knots, and so I sit here and just spend some time doing this. And so I'm most likely going to fast forward through the rest of this because you guys don't want to see me sitting here doing this for whatever, like 5 minutes. But I'll kind of flip my hair around and work through all of it. And then once we're done with this, I'm actually going to put on a mask, put a mask in my hair. Which I will explain here in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. What am I doing? I'm trying to act like some fancy YouTuber, like I know what I'm doing when I don't. May not even get every single tangle, but you want to get as many as possible so that you have less to work with whenever you're in the shower. I'm going to take my ring off real quick because I'm about to start working with product and I don't like to get product in my jewelry. So, alright. Do you see how much bigger and like fluffier my hair looks? This is why curly haired people don't brush their hair, because it loses all the curl, it fluffs up, it gets crazy. We lose control of it, and we like to have at least a little bit of control in our hair to make sure that it stays looking good. All right. I think we're good. So what we're gonna do now is, well, hold on. Okay, what we're gonna do now is a hair treatment. And so I only do this about once every month because my hair doesn't need it that often. But with curly hair, most of the time it's really, really dry. You need a lot of moisture, but it's actually possible to have too much moisture in your hair, and that can kind of loosen your curls a little bit and weigh them down. And so what I do about once a month is do a protein treatment on my hair. The one I've been using is Shea Moisture Hydrate Repair Protein Powered Treatment. This is it. Can you see it? Hold on, let me look. Can you see it? I feel like you can see it. But what you do is I put it on my dry hair before I even take a shower or anything. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get a hair tie that I want to use. I've been loving these lately. I don't even know what they're called. But they are really nice to your hair. Like, they don't get stuck in there and, like, you know, tangled in there and you have to yank them out. They're really nice. They don't leave the little kinks in your hair when you have it up. So I really, really enjoy that. But what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I'm gonna put like half my hair up here for a second. All right, get half my hair out of the way. Make sure I've got this combed fairly well through. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get my little protein treatment and just dig my fingers in there. Put it in my hands and just start running it through. I especially concentrate on the ends because that's where I, you know, normally put conditioner in general, and that's where my hair normally gets weighed down the most. But just gently massage this in. You also don't want to pull too hard, like yanking through again. You just want to be gentle to your hair and be nice to it. And so I do a nice little coat, try to get each strand covered as much as possible. And I'll do this for all the hairs on my head. And what this does for me, it helps like remind my curls who they truly are, you know? It helps tell them like, girl, you can do this. You are a curly haired queen. You look good. And sometimes you just need a little refresher on how to behave. But it makes them like almost tighten and form better clumps. And that's something that most curly haired people are after, is getting some nice clumps in their hair. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you later in the video. I hope you guys can actually see all my hair. This is like, I'm using the back of my phone camera, so I can't actually see what I'm doing, and I think I have it lined up the right way, but I don't actually know for sure. But I've got that pretty much all over this bottom layer, and you can already see some of these are starting to try to clump up. That's good, that's good. I'm gonna take this top thing out, put this on my wrist actually, so I can put my hair up in a minute, because I leave this on for at least 20 minutes. I leave this on for at least 20 minutes, and I like to have my hair up and out of my face and everything, so I'm not getting product on my skin. My skin, what was that? I don't know what that was. I should have separated this a bit more off the top layer, because I'm working with like 10 tons of hair over here. It's a struggle. Thick hair, man. Alright, so I've got it pretty much all in my hair. Just kind of slicking everything back. And I am going to put it just in a little bit of a low bun back here. And we'll come back in about 20 minutes. Well, and I'll rinse it out. Take a shower. Alright, see you soon. Okay, hey guys, we are back. So I don't know what's happening here. But now it is time for me to take a shower. So I will like insert a picture here or just all over here of what I actually use in the shower. But for me, a lot of curly haired people will do like a co-wash, which is a conditioning wash. That doesn't clean my hair enough, and so I still do use a shampoo. I use one with no sodium lauryl sulfate, no silicones. I try to use ones with no fragrance, but that can be hard, and so the one I'm currently using does have fragrance. But I will show you what I use here in a second. And then I also use this nice scalp massager thing because my fingers get tired. And so what I'll do is I'll get my hair completely wet, and then when you shampoo, you want to focus on the roots here. You don't really need to focus on the ends of your hair. I mean, obviously I will shampoo the ends of my hair to get this stuff out, but you focus on the roots, and so you're going to want to massage your scalp. I try to do it for at least 5 minutes, but you do this while you're shampooing, so I'll basically doing this for 5 minutes. So I have this thing to help me, and it basically helps me really massage the scalp better, and helps my, you know, hands from getting tired. So I use this, do it for about 5 minutes, rinse out the shampoo. I do shampoo twice because I do it first to get all the dirt and debris off my scalp, and the second time to really make sure it's clean. Not everybody's gonna do that. You do what works for you. You try it out, trial and error, that's all it is. But then I will apply some conditioner, rinse that out. And when I rinse my conditioner out, I actually do it on cooler water. It's not like cold, like freezing, but it is cooler. And I actually flip my head upside down and rinse it out that way to make sure that I get it all out of the bottom of my hair, the bottom of my scalp here. And to help, it does something. What was I going to say? It's supposed to like help my hair maintain curliness. I don't remember right now. I've been up since like 4 a.m. I'm a little bit tired, I need more coffee, but I'll figure it out, and I'll tell you exactly why. But I'm gonna hop off here and jump in the shower. The next time you see me, it will be time to actually style my hair, which is the fun part, and I actually do that upside down too. So I need to figure out how to set up this camera so that you guys can see that. So yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm out of the shower, and you're probably like, girl, what is on your head? It's a t-shirt. So with my hair, my hair doesn't do well if I just use like a regular towel. It makes it more frizzy and it makes it kind of crazy. And so instead of like drying my hair off with a towel, I'll kind of scrunch it with a regular t-shirt. And normally I'm upside down for this whole process, but I needed to be right side up for a minute to tell you guys this. And then whenever I do put my hair in a towel, because after I apply my products, I do plop my hair, which I'll show you. I use this. It's actually a hair towel made out of a t-shirt material. And so it's better for your hair in general. And so that's what I'll be using. But I'm actually gonna flip over here in a second and start applying my products. My hair is still really, really wet, and I like to keep it that way when I put my products in. So I'm gonna be using this orange marmalade. It's a flaxseed and aloe curl definer. And then I'm also going to be using Aussie Headstrong Volume Mousse 24-hour lift and 1 use. I'll be using this. I'm gonna use both of them. The gel will be first and then the mousse. I do use both and it does give me amazing results. So here we go, right? Let's do this. I normally do this over the bathtub so that my hair doesn't, like the water doesn't get everywhere. But right now, for all intents and purposes, I just have a towel on the ground so that the water can drip onto that. So I'm gonna flip my hair back over. And whenever I'm drying it, I scrunch rather than like do the crazy motions. And so as you can see, just looking at them now, I've got a lot of clumps forming, which is really good, and that's what we want. So what I'm gonna do is get like 2 pumps of this to start out with, and I'm gonna put it all over my hands, and then I'm going to use prayer hands, which is like this, and slide it over the clumps. Let me get 1 more pump. Really want to work it in there, but while still being gentle. You don't want to comb through your hair right now because that will break up your clumps, which I've actually already done a little bit of on accident. But after you prayer comb it through your hair, you're gonna scrunch. And then we need to apply the mousse. So I've got this here, shake it up. I use a lot of mousse. This is a good amount. A lot of mousse. And same thing, kind of use the prayer hand. It's harder to do with mousse, so I just kind of like throw it on and then work it through. Oh no! Alright, after I've slid it through, I'll actually start scrunching up. And you do actually want to focus more on the ends of your hair rather than the roots, because if you get too much product on your roots, they're gonna kind of get weighed down, and it's gonna be harder to get the volume that you want. So you just scrunch for a while, trying to get your hair nice and covered and crunchy. All right, next portion, we're gonna plop the hair. All right, so I've got this, and you're not just going to like put it on and twist your hair up in it. You're going to basically get the bulk of your hair concentrated right here to where you can squish it up towards the top of your head and keep it in one place. So the way I do that, I put this on, and then I go even more upside down. I don't know if you're even gonna be able to see me. I feel like a giraffe right now. But you can see my hair's in here. And so what I'll do is I'll grab the hair here and push it up towards this little section right here and get it all aligned up there, kind of like in a little pouch. And then there is no hair from here on. And so, well, hold on, I lied. I'll grab this and twist it and get back to a good place. The hair came out. We'll have to push that back in. Oh no. Where did it even come from? Go. Whatever. I'll fix that in a minute. But once you're right side up again, you can kind of feel your hair and get it sitting on top of your head and press it down. And then I don't like to have this going backwards on my head like this because I think that puts too much pressure on the curls and can make them end up funny. So I'll actually go around the back of my head and then find the little guy right there. And then we're gonna plop like this for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I diffuse my hair. And so what I'm doing right now is just making sure that I don't have any like bunches of hair being pressed up against my forehead and that they're all more on top of the head. This is helping to kind of set the curls in the pattern that we want them, and then when we diffuse it, it's even going to make that like 10 times more better. And so we will be doing that here next. I'm gonna go like clean for a second, I don't know, do stuff. All right, on to the next process. I told you guys before, this is a pretty long process actually. It's not just like wash your hair and you're done with it, but it works out for me because I'm able to have my hair looking good for pretty much like a week at a time. So I have had my hair plopping for a little bit now. You can honestly leave it plopping like the entire day until it's dry if you want to, but I normally don't like to. So what I'm gonna do is undo this. And again, I'm trying to look in the mirror as I do this, and you can tell I've got some clumps going on. And so what I'm gonna do now is actually start diffusing it a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and let y'all know that this is gonna be a little awkward because the diffuser I have actually doesn't fit my hair dryer. So what I have to do is like get my hair up in there and then put the hair dryer on it and just like hope for the best. So I don't spend a lot of time diffusing, like 5 minutes tops. I'm sure I can figure out a way to make this fit. I just haven't yet, and it hasn't been a priority because what I'm doing now works. But I'm gonna start on this side, and basically what you do when you diffuse is you grab your hair up like this, and I kind of like to do a little twirl, get as much hair as possible and get it close to your head. And if you can kind of stay more upside down or like, you know, not like this when you're doing it, it does help. And so that's what we're gonna do. All right, definitely, probably, maybe gonna fast forward through this part. I don't know, I feel like you don't want to see me diffuse my hair for 5 minutes. But we'll switch sides, we'll do the back, we'll do all that fancy stuff, all right? Here we go, woo! Okay, that was only like 3 minutes because I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the time or the patience to diffuse my hair all the way. So I gotta move around real quick and look in the mirror. And so you probably see me moving this awkward way and like throwing my hair around. I'm trying not to touch it, all right? Because I've got these products in my hair and I want to let them do their magic. Basically what they're doing is creating a cast. And so my hair is gonna be crunchy when it dries. It's gonna be like, and that's what we want. Yeah, that's what we want. It's gonna look a little funky for a little bit, but once it's completely dry, you do this thing called scrunch out the crunch, and it basically breaks the cast off of your hair so that the curl that has now been formed in that cast, like that mold, is free to do its own lovely thing and be shiny and vibrant and all that. So I'm trying not to touch my hair because the more you touch it, the more it disturbs the cast. But sometimes you have to because I need to see where is my part gonna be today. Do I want to be a left part kind of girl today? Do I want to be a right part? And I don't know yet. And so I'm looking. I'll touch a little bit of the hairs like over here to kind of encourage them to do something. Because do you see this one is going this way when the rest of the hair is going that way? So I'll see if we can convince it to go there. I think this may be my part today. Normally I part on the other side, but this is feeling like it's going to be it. And so what I'm doing now is I am going to touch my hair really quick just to bring it to the front. I'm gonna look at these curls that are in the front and see if I need to encourage any of them to do something different. And actually they're all behaving for once, which is kind of crazy. And so I'll show you what I would do if they needed to be encouraged. And so we'll just take this little bunch, for example. What I would do is these have product on them right now, so I'd actually kind of straighten them out. Finger comb through them, not with an actual comb, not with a brush, but finger comb, and then I'll take my finger, or you can do two, and wrap it around like you are curling it, all right? Kind of hold that there for a minute, and then you release, grab this, and very gently pull your finger out, and we just formed a curl. And you can actually do this all over your head. Some people do. I don't have the time or the energy, again. So I'll do it for a couple pieces that I feel like need a little bit of help, a little bit of encouragement, because it does make a difference. And I will tell you, don't like just continue to wrap around like this and twist the hair. Actually grab the hair, and you see how I'm keeping it flat? I'm not like bunching it up and twirling it. I'm keeping the hair flat as it can be. Do that as best as you can. And you can tell I'm not pulling the hair off, I'm just gently unwrapping it to make sure we keep that shape. And again, you can do this for all the hair on your head. Some people do. Some people use a Denman brush to achieve that. I haven't done that yet, maybe I will one day. But next what we're gonna do is let it dry. Don't touch it. Do not touch your hair. If your bangs are getting on your nerves and they keep flying forward, you can get one of these little clippy guys, and I'll sometimes clip it at the root to, one, encourage it to have a little bit of extra volume right there, but also to give something for the bang to stay up and out of the way on. And so we're just gonna let it dry now. And so what I'll do while it's drying is I'll kind of move around my house, move freely, and I'll kind of flip my hair around just to let the air, like, you know, flow through it, but without touching it. So then I'll go to this side, like, let it flow through. You see, we're flowing. We're getting some air flow going on, but that's what I'll do. And so this will probably take, I mean, I feel like it normally takes at least an hour, sometimes more than that. It depends on your hair, it depends on your climate. If I go outside, it'll dry quicker, but then it has the possibility of getting frizzy. So it's kind of like you choose, you pick your battle on that one. But I can go ahead and put my jewelry back in, and then next time you see me, we will be scrunching out the crunch. Okay, ooh. All right, so we are back, and it is time to scrunch out the crunch. So I am going to take out this little pin guy that I had up there and just show you guys what it looks like right now. It is super crunchy, which is the goal. And so the most important thing is to actually scrunch out the crunch, unless you just like this look. But for me, I know that my curls are not living their best life right now. So we are going to scrunch out the crunch, and I actually use a very specific product to do this. It is KY Jelly Natural Lubricant with Aloe. And so some of you guys are like, what? Like, what is she doing? But basically, this has very similar ingredients to a more expensive hair product called Curl Keeper. There we go. And this is like a fraction of the cost, but this is glycerin free, it's paraben free, it is silicone free, all that stuff free. And so its purpose is going to be to keep the frizz to a minimum and the shininess to like a maximum, you know? And so I just put that on my hands, kind of on both sides, and you just start crunching from the bottom up, and you just scrunch out the crunch. That's how you start crunching, you start scrunching. And I just kind of flip my head around and do both sides. And it takes a little bit of time to get all the crunchiness out. But once you do, like I was saying earlier, the purpose of this is to break the cast that has formed around your hair. And so when you do that, your actual curl is like going to be released, and it's going to live its best life on your head. The bang ones are always weird, because you have to get super close to your face and try not to punch yourself in the face. But look at this. Do you see this curl definition, by the way? Oh my gosh, I'm so pumped. And so part of my curls being so well defined is that I just did that protein treatment. So the last time I did my hair before this, they were a little bit more just well, they just weren't as defined, honestly. So I knew it was almost time for a protein treatment. The way you can tell is when your curls, they just aren't really clumping the way you feel like they should. They're kind of like separating out. And if you know that your hair is capable of things more like this, then you know, hey, it might be worth a shot to throw a protein treatment into the mix. The worst that can happen is it doesn't really do anything for your hair. All right, I'm gonna try to do the back now. Yeah, this piece up here is still crunchy. But guys, we are pretty much done now. Look at this. So you can kind of, I'm trying to like look at my hair in the mirror while filming this for you guys. This is my hair, man. This is my routine, and so this is gonna last me like at least 5 days. I'm gonna sleep with it up in a ponytail. It's actually called a pineapple on top of my head. And I can do a video about that too to show you guys what I'm talking about. But I'm so excited about this. My hair looks so cute. It feels nice to have clean hair. My baby wants in the video. Hi. A bath. Oh, she sees baby powder. All right. Hold on. Okay. So this is the hair. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.